Good morning, YouTube. Shabbat Shalom. Today we are continuing with our reading of Genesis. We are in chapter 4. Again, I'm reading out of a version called the Scriptures, which has all the Hebrew names. So some of the names and places will sound different. So read along with your Bible so you can follow with me. And don't forget your coffee. Coffee is very important. All right, chapter 4. And Adam knew Hawa his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, and said, I have gained a man, Yahweh. And again she gave birth to his brother Habel, and Habel became a keeper of sheep, but Cain became a tiller of the ground. And it came to be in the course of time that Cain brought an offering of the fruit of the ground to Yahweh. And Habel also brought of the firstborn of his flock and of their fat. And Yahweh looked at Habel and his offering, but he did not look to Cain and his offering. And Cain was very wroth, and his face fell. And Yahweh said to Cain, Why is he wroth towards you, and why is your face fallen? Is it not if you do good, you are to be accepted? And if you do not do good, towards the door is a sin. He is lying, and towards you is his desire, and you must rule over him. And Cain told Habel his brother. And it came to be when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Habel his brother and killed him. If you hadn't figured it out, by the way, this is Cain and Abel. And Yahweh said to Cain, Where is Habel your brother? And he said, I do not know. Am I my brother's guard? And he said, What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. And now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. If you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. You shall be a fugitive and a wanderer on earth. And Cain said to Yahweh, My punishment is too great to bear. See, you have driven me from the face of the ground today, and I am hidden from your face. I shall be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth, and it shall be that anyone who finds me kills me. And Yahweh said to him, Well, if anyone kills Cain, he shall be avenged sevenfold. And Yahweh set up a sign for Cain, lest anyone finding him strikes him. So Cain went out from the presence of Yahweh and dwelt in the land of Nod, on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Hanok. And he built a city, and called the name of the city after the name of his son Hanok. Hebrew names. And to Hanok was born Irad, and Iran brought forth Mehujael, and Mehujael brought forth Methusael, and Methusael brought forth Lamech. And Lamech took for himself 2 wives, and the name of one was Adah, and the name of the second was Tsilla. And Adah bore Yabal. He was the father of those who dwell in tents with livestock. And his brother's name was Ubal. He was the father of all those who play the lyre and flute. And for Tsilla, she also bore Tubal, Cain, a smith of all kinds of tools in bronze and iron. And the sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah. And Lamech said to his wives, Adah and Tsilla, hear my voice. Wives of Lamech, listen to my words, for I have killed a man for wounding me, even a young man for hurting me. For Cain is avenged sevenfold, and Lamech 77-fold. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son, and called his name Sheth. For Elohim has appointed me another seed instead of Habel, because Cain had killed him. And to Sheth, to him also a son was born, and he called his name Enosh. Then it was begun to call on the name of Yahweh. That is the end of chapter 4. Coffee is indicated. Chapter 5. Lots of Hebrew names. This is the book of the genealogy of Adam. In the day that Elohim created man, he made him in the likeness of Elohim. Male and female he created them, and he blessed them and called their name Adam in the day they were created. And Adam lived 130 years, and brought forth a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Sheth. And after he brought forth Sheth, the days of Adam were 800 years. And he brought forth sons and daughters. To all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And Sheth lived 105 years, and brought forth Enosh. And after he brought forth Enosh, Sheth lived 807 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Sheth were 912 years, and he died. And Enosh lived 90 years, and brought forth Canaan. And after he brought forth Canaan, Enosh lived 815 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. And Canaan lived 70 years, and brought forth Mahalalel. After he brought forth Mahalalel, Kenan lived 840 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Kenan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahalalel lived 65 years, and brought forth Yered. And after he brought forth Yered, Mahalalel lived 830 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. And Yered lived 162 years, and brought forth Hanok. And after he brought forth Hanok, Yered lived 800 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Yered were 962 years, and he died. And Hanok lived 65 years, and brought forth Methuselah. Is that Methuselah? Methuselah. And after he brought forth Methuselah, Hanok walked with Elohim 300 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Hanok were 365 years. He seems kind of gypped versus the other ones. And Hanok walked with Elohim, then he was no more, for Elohim took him. And Methuselah lived 187 years, and brought forth Lamech. And after he brought forth Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. And Lamech lived 182 years, and brought forth a son, and called his name Noah, saying, This one does comfort us concerning our work and the toil of our hands, because the ground which Yahweh has cursed. And after he brought forth Noah, Lamech lived 595 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah brought forth Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Japheth. Hebrew names. That is the end of chapter 5. Chapter 6. And it came to be, when men began to increase on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men, and that they were good. And they took wives for themselves of all who they chose. And Yahweh said, My spirit shall not strive with man forever in his going astray. He is flesh, and his days shall be 120 years. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of Elohim came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, the men of name. And Yahweh said that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And Yahweh was sorry that he had made man on earth, and he was grieved in his heart. And Yahweh said, I am going to wipe off man whom I have created from the face of the ground, both man and beast, creeping creature, and birds of the heavens, for I am sorry that I have made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of Yahweh. This is the genealogy of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, perfect in his generations. Noah walked with Elohim. And Noah brought forth 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And the earth was corrupt before Elohim, and the earth was filled with violence. And Elohim looked upon the earth and saw that it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted their way on the earth. And Elohim said to Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And see, I am going to destroy them from the earth. Make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Make rooms in the ark and cover it inside and outside with a covering. And this is how you are to make it. The length of the ark is 300 cubits, its width 50 cubits, and its height 30 cubits. Make a window for the ark and complete it into a cubit from above, and set the door of the ark in its side. Make it with lower, second, and third decks. And see, I myself am bringing flood waters on the earth to destroy all flesh in which it is the breath of life from under the heavens. And that is the earth, and that is on the earth is to die. And I shall establish my covenant with you, and you shall come into the ark, you and your sons and your wife and your sons' wives with you. And of all the living of all flesh, 2 of each you are to bring into the ark, to keep them alive with you, a male and a female. Of the birds after their kind, and of the cattle after their kind, and of all creeping creatures of the ground after their kind, 2 of each are to come to you, to keep them alive. As for you, take of all food that is eaten, and gather it to yourself, and it shall be food for you and for them. And Noah did according to all that Elohim commanded him. So he did. That's where we're going to end our reading for today. We will continue with Noah next week. Takeaways. Whenever a lot of destruction happens, there always seems to be a remnant that is saved. It's kind of sad that the earth was full of people and Noah and his family are the only ones that Yahweh found righteous. Kind of sad. Now, then there's the Nephilim. Lots of different theories and rabbit holes on that. Yeah. So if you feel so inclined, Google that. You might be there for a while. But, so Noah, it says, was a righteous man. Not because he was perfect, not because he never sinned or anything like that. He was righteous because he did what was asked of him. In his brokenness, his imperfection, he did what was asked of him. We'll read more about his imperfections later, but he was a righteous man. The first one that it mentions in the Bible. Doesn't necessarily mean none of the others were, but we don't have the stories of them, at least not in Genesis. Again, I haven't read through everything yet, so if anyone talks about some of the old ones, I don't know yet. But Noah was a righteous man because he did what he was told. No matter how strange it would have seemed to build a giant boat away from the water on land and put 2 of every animal in it and your family. Yeah, that would be a very strange request indeed at the time. And we'll read more about that next week. I hope you are enjoying your Sabbath day. And shalom. Bless you all.